which aims to provide holistic support to the recipient. It is a harsh word. We want to be there for you. When you look back, we want you to remember Dallas, he said. Still on the leadership newspaper this morning, First Lady, Deputy Speaker orders back bill to reserve legislative seats for women. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has backed the seat reservation bill for women in the legislature and urged members of the National Assembly to pass the proposed legislation into law expeditiously. Speaking at the Arts for Governance exhibition organized by the Office of the Deputy Speaker in conjunction with Elect R, an advocacy group for women's empowerment in Abuja on Monday night, Senator Tinubu stressed the importance of women's leadership in shaping the country's future. Represented by the wife of Speaker of House of Representatives, Fatima Tajuddin Abbas, said there was an urgent need for more excellent female representation in leadership and decision-making processes. The artwork being displayed today served not only for Nigeria, where political leadership is genuinely inclusive and reflective of its people. The emphasis on affirmative action bill is essential to amplifying the message of inclusion contained in this exhibition. Women constitute a vital part of our nation's progress, yet their representation in governance remains limited. And lastly, on the leadership newspaper, Ramadan, food prices crash as fruit sellers decry low patronage in Yobe. The prices of essential commodities, which comprise various foodstuffs, continue to crash following the report in Damaturu, the Yobe state capital. On Saturday and Sunday, the sustainability of the price of foodstuff drops as consumers begin to respite across the state due to the reduction of foods which include maize, rice, millets, and beans. Speaking to one of the marketers' leader, Muhammad Buba, at the grains market in Damaturu, they say the price of foodstuff drastically drop was beneficial to both consumers and traders. He said, "As I'm speaking to you now, the prices of most food items have indeed dropped, and we are so grateful for that. We know many people are suffering due to the high rural and urban living costs." According to him, food items such as maize, localized rice, beans, and millets have marked drop in their consumption during Ramadan. And on the Punch newspaper this morning, 40-day Lent begins with Ash Wednesday. Lent, one of the most significant periods in the Christian liturgical calendar, begins today, March 5th, 2025, with the observance of Ash Wednesday. This 40-day season, excluding Sundays, is dedicated to penance, fasting, prayers, and almsgiving, leading up to the celebration of the Easter on April 20th. The duration of Lent reflects the 40 days Jesus Christ spent fasting in desert, a period marked by reflection, sacrifice, and spiritual preparation. On Ash Wednesday, millions of Christians worldwide attend church services to receive ashes on their foreheads in the shape of a cross. The ashes made from burnt palm of previous year's Palm Sunday serve as a solemn reminder of human mortality and the need for repentance. As the ashes are applied, the clergy often recite, "Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return," emphasizing the themes of humility and reflection that define the Lenten season. Still on the Punch newspaper this morning, PDP has lost hope in itself, says Jandor. The 2023 Lagos State governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Abdulaziz Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, has stated that the party has lost hope in itself due to ongoing internal crisis. Speaking to Speaking on politics today, a program on Channel Television on Tuesday, Jandor, who resigned from PDP on Monday, said the leadership crisis at the party's national headquarters was a major source of embarrassment. He referenced the ongoing criticism of the acting national chairman, Umar Damagum, who has been blamed by party members of the PDP's internal struggles, particularly after replacing Nyocha Ayu. The party's crisis has been exacerbated by the disputes over the national secretary position, with both Senator Samuel Anyao and former National Youth Leader Sunday Udokoye vying for the role. Lastly, on the Punch newspaper this morning, 7 suspects plead not guilty to killing Kwara students. 7 accused persons charged with the alleged murder of a final-year female student of the Kwara State College of Health Technology, OFA, Ms. Mojisola Awesu, have all pleaded not guilty to the charge before Justice Ibrahim Yusuf of the State High Court, Ilorin, on Tuesday. The prosecution has slammed the 7 accused persons with 6 counts bordering on alleged conspiracy, murder, disappearance and destruction of evidence, and dumping of the corpse at a dump. Those charges included Happiness Adebayo and Timileyin Kolawole, who were the prime suspects accused of conspiring and causing the death of Mojisola on August 9, 2024. Happiness' parents, Adebayo Adeniyi and Bukola Adeniyi, were accused of conspiring and causing the disappearance and destruction of evidence punishable under the Penal Code Law of Kwara State 2006. And on the Daily Post newspaper this morning, ex-NIS Controller General Parandang died in Abuja hotel after receiving female visitor, says police. The Federal Capital Territory FCT Police Command has disclosed that former Controller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, David Shikfung Parandang, died in a hotel. The spokesperson of the command, Josephine Ade, said Parandang died after receiving a female guest at a hotel he checked into in Abuja. She disclosed this in a statement while dismissing reports that Parandang was kidnapped and killed. According to Ade, reports that Parandang was kidnapped and killed were untrue. On March 3, 2025, at approximately 12 o'clock p.m., Mr. Parandang arrived at Joy House Hotel, Area 3 Junction, driving a black Mercedes-Benz. He checked into the hotel, paying a sum of 22,000 naira for one night stay. Shortly thereafter, he directed the hotel room attendant to escort a female guest who had come to visit to his room. This lady left the hotel premises around 4 o'clock p.m. of the same day. Mr. Parandang did not exit his room after the lady left. Around 4 o'clock a.m. of 4th March 2025, a friend who is a military officer concerned for his well-being traced him to the hotel. Upon arrival, the hotel receptionist and the officer proceeded to his room where Mr. Parandang was found deceased, seated in a chair. Still on the Daily Post newspaper this morning, you won't be free if forensics shows human blood in Okite. Saludo to Anambra native doctors. Governor Charles Soludo of Anambra State has disclosed that all confiscated Okite boxes used by native doctors in the state will be subjected to forensic analysis. Soludo said that owners of these Okite boxes will be free if no human blood is found in them after forensic analysis. Speaking in Akwa, Soludo warns of consequences if human blood is found on the boxes. Over 30 suspected native doctors and pastors are under investigation as part of the state government's efforts to restore law and order. Still on the Daily Post newspaper this morning, Bauchi woman allegedly strangles co-wife to death, burns body. The The Bauchi State Police Command has launched a comprehensive investigation into the brutal killing of 20-year-old Hajara Isa by her co-wife in her matrimonial home on February 28, 2025. Newsmen gathered that the case came to light on March 3, 2025, when Saleh Isa of Ongwan Sarakuna, Bauchi reported the suspicious death to the police. However, details remain sketchy on what must have led to the incidents. Family members were said to have suspected that Hajara's co-wife Fatima Muhammad, 28, might have been responsible. Following swift action by Commissioner of Police Awal Musa Muhammad, detectives from C Division Police Headquarters were deployed to investigate. And lastly, on the Daily Post newspaper this morning, Osun LG crisis. Governor Adeleke launches statewide consultation, visits BC Akonde. Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State has launched a statewide briefing of stakeholders regarding the recent controversies over local government leadership in the state. Governor Adeleke disclosed this on Tuesday following a meeting with Chief BC Akonde, a former governor of the state and former chairman of All Progressive Congress (APC) in Ibadan. In a statement by his spokesperson, Olawale Rashid, made available to newsmen in Osogbo, the governor is also scheduled to visit and update key leaders of thought on the development in a special briefing session with the State Council of Traditional Rulers on Thursday. And on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, CBN appoints 16 directors to head key departments. The Central Bank of Nigeria has appointed 16 directors effective March 3rd. The appointments were said to have been made to bolster the Apex Bank's operation in a number of policy-driven regulatory supervisory capacities. The directors are Jide Samuel, Director of the Information Technology Department, Abdullahi Amisu, Director of the Banking Service Department, Ojumu Adenike, Director of the Medical Service Department, and Makinde Olarewaju, Head of the Procurement and Support Service Department. In the Financial Department, CBN appointed Chike Ijeoma as Director of the Financial Policy and Regulation Department, Issa Olatinwo Aisha, Director of Consumer Production Department, and Obo Victor Ugbem, Director of Monetary Policy Department. Still on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, I will have defeated Sanwo-Olu but for Peter Obi's tsunami, says Jandor. Olajide Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, has claimed that if not for the Peter Obi effect, he will have emerged victorious over Babajide Sanwo-Olu in the 2023 Lagos State governorship election. Speaking on Channel Television's Politics Today program on Tuesday, the former People's Democratic Party governorship candidates argued that the unexpected surge of support for the Labour Party in Lagos shifted the political landscape, making it difficult for the PDP to compete effectively. The 2023 election came with this tsunami that nobody ever expected, and it was there for everybody to see, Jandor said. Still on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, on the newspaper review, we have Lagos Assembly. No plan to compel Obasa to resign, says Lagos APC. All Progressive Congress in Lagos State yesterday said the resignation of the Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Mr. Mudashiru Obasa, was not included in the terms of settlement reached in the leadership crisis of the House. This is coming as Mr. Obasa yesterday held a peace rally to reconcile with his aggrieved colleagues barely 24 hours after his re-election. Also, Mr. Obasa has promised to withdraw the lawsuit challenging his previous removal. Recall that the legislators on Monday re-elected Mr. Obasa after Mrs. Mosisili Miranda stepped down as Speaker. GAC, led by its chairman, Tajuddin Olusi, APC chairman, Pastor Cornelius Ojelabi, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Lagos State, Mr. Lawal Pendru San, as well as other leaders of the party on Monday met with the anti-Obasa lawmakers to resolve the crisis. It was, however, speculated that all parties agreed that while Miranda will resign and Obasa return as Speaker, the latter, after 48 hours, will also step down as Speaker. These, according to the source, will pave the way for a new Speaker from Lagos West as demanded by the task of 4 agreed lawmakers. Multiple sources disclosed that the negotiation is expected to be followed by a letter as the anti-Obasa lawmakers are insisting that the arrangement is followed up. Still on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, enforcement of Okada ban. Task force impound 82 motorcycles. The Lagos State Task Force, in surprise operation yesterday, stormed Mile 2 on the Oshodi-Apapa Expressway and impounded no fewer than 82 commercial motorcycles, popularly known as Okada. However, no operators was arrested. Task Force Public Relations Officer Agbadeyan Abdurrahim, who confirmed the raid, said details will be given today. The operation, which began around noon, aimed at enforcing the state government's ban on commercial motorcycle operators in the area. However, it is turned chaotic as some commercial cyclists attempted to flee. Eyewitnesses described the scene as pandemonium, with some riders struggling to take their motorbikes from the armed task force operators. Many of them reportedly abandoned their motorcycles in the process and fled to avoid arrests. And lastly, on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, alleged sexual harassment. Khan opposes calls for Akpabio's resignation. Port Harcourt Christian Association of Nigerian Khan has rejected call for resignation of Senate President Godswill Akpabio following allegations of sexual harassment against him by Senator Natasha Ukpoti-Uduaghan. This is as Pan-Niger Delta Forum has accused the REVEIW Consultative Forum of politicizing the issue. Khan, speaking through its chairman for the 19th Northern States and the Federal Capital Territory, Reverend Joseph Hayab, described the dispute as shameful and unfortunate and called for national elders to mediate to protect the integrity of the National Assembly. There is a need for elders to step in. Akpabio and Natasha have people they respect and highly regard. Members of the National Assembly must take responsibility in handling the matter, Khan stated during a media engagement in Kaduna. And on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, Seyi Tinubu breaks fast with APC. NNPP members in Kano. Seyi Tinubu, son of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, joined Kano residents and political leaders for iftar on the third day of Ramadan, launching a feeding program for the less privileged. The event, held at Al Furqan Mosque in Kano, was part of his Renewed Hope Youth Engagement Initiative, which supports vulnerable groups, including persons with disabilities. Before the iftar, Seyi Tinubu visited business magnate Aminu Dantata to discuss social and development issues. He also met with Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf in what many see as a strategic political engagement. And lastly, on today's newspaper review on Daily Trust, we have "We are not enemies." Shekarau speaks on relationship with Kwankwaso. Former Kano State Governor Ibrahim Shekarau has dismissed any notion of animosity between him and former Governor Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, insisting that neither of them was responsible for past political disagreements. In a viral video interview with an online media platform, Shekarau clarified that their political differences were shaped by circumstances beyond their control. "Honestly, I believe that Kwankwaso and I have no issue sitting together under one roof. In everything that happened, neither he or I was at fault," he said. Reflecting on their time in different political parties, you recall how Kwankwaso, as Kano's governor, joined other governors from Sokoto, Adamawa, Rivers, and a few states in defecting from the PDP to the APC. However, he noted that APC interim leadership comprising Bisi Akonde, Muhammad Buhari, and Bola Tinubu failed to ensure fairness in party structuring. And that brings us to the end of today's newspaper review. If you want to read those and more, you can pick any of those newspapers and read them. Thank you for listening and stay with us this morning. I am Latifah Ibrahim-Arowona. Continue to listen to all of our tafsir today on